Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo 2. So, last time what we did is we went and got ourselves the A-Class license, and we did another race with the old Wagon R Turbo there. And then we decided to go check out this Mazda Demio A-Spec, and we said we were going to head off to the garage, so let's head off to said garage and see what we can do with this new car of ours. See what happens when we put the old turbo kit in there. Remember, we can't go over... Damn it. As I say that, we can't go over 148 horsepower, and with that we would totally do that. So we cannot use this car right now. So we need to go jump back in the garage and see what we can do here. We're going to have to go back with the old Wagon R Turbo. Damn it, I don't want to use this thing right now. This thing sucks. This thing is just a steaming pile of stool on the life of me. Alright, that's okay though. We only have one more race that we have to do with it, so I guess we can get away with it for now. So let's bust out one of these guys here, 138 horsepower. And then, I think, what can we get away with? Maybe a computer chip. Yeah, $1,000 for 1 horsepower is totally not worth it to me. What the hell do we have to do here? Oh yeah, okay. I remember. So we're gonna head off to the old Lightweight K-Cup, and we'll finish off the last race in here, the Rome Short, and then this entire little thingamabob will be done with, and we don't have to ever deal with it again, and I'm so happy that we won't have to. And then we can do something with that Mazda Demio. There is a model-specific race that we can do with that, and it'll be fun. So we're going to go beef this car up big time after we're done with this little, bundle of misery. I just hope that we can get through this in one shot. We should be able to, because Rome Short is pretty easy. I've actually had a really shitty day today. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. I actually have a couple stories to tell you, one of which is actually driving related, so I'm glad that I was doing one of these while talking about it. So, last night I went to go see The Hobbit. Yeah, total late pass for me, by the way, since that movie's been out for like a month and a half already, or something close to it. So I went and saw it, and the movie was totally awesome, by the way. I can't believe that I waited that long to go see it. That was pretty sweet. I got home at like 2:45 in the morning last night, because the movie's like 3 hours and 15 seconds, 3 hours and 15 minutes long, or some shit like that. I would really appreciate it if my emulator would not do that. I don't know why it's all laggy. It's really weird. Anywho, oh, here he comes. Here comes a little wind-up car. But before that, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we decided to get some food while we were watching the last of the Blazers game. And so we go in there, we go and sit up at the bar, and the girl's like, hey, I'm going to have to check your IDs real quick. And so, we pull out our IDs, and I give her mine, and she's like, oh, by the way, your ID's expired. You're going to have to go sit in the other section. And I was like, what? And, yeah, my driver's license definitely expired on my birthday. A couple days ago. So I'm just like, dude, this sucks. That's like the biggest slap in the face ever. He's like, oh yeah, my other two friends are able to sit there, and I gotta go sit in the goddamn kids section pretty much. So we all moved. Actually, the seats in the family friendly area are way more comfortable anyways. But it's just the idea that I got denied sitting at the bar because my driver's license expired. So I got to go to the DMV today, which was like the biggest waste of my time, so I had to go there and get my license renewed and all that jizz. Come to find out that there's like 50 million people there on a Tuesday for some reason, so I had to wait like 85 positions in line before I could get in there and do anything. So I didn't even get to eat any lunch today. There was no lunch to be had. I just got to sit there in line, and then I finally get up there, and I had, she's like, do you have any proof of change of address? And I was like, no. Nobody told me that I would need that. She's like, okay, well, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go over to your bank and get a change of have them print out like one of your bank statements so you can have a change of address so that we can give you this. I'm like, dude, all right. So I go and I walk over there. It's not like that far away, but I go walk over there and I have them printed off. But it was super busy in the bank too, so I had to sit there and wait there forever. And then I get back, and they told me to wait in this express lane, because they gave me this pass that I could use so that I wouldn't have to wait forever. And it took another 20 minutes of waiting there for some reason. Ooh, another new car. I wonder what it could be. So then they finally get me set up for that, and then I have to go wait in line for the lady to go take my picture for my new thing. Not to mention they like totally popped up the question of, hey, do you want to be an organ donor? And I didn't even really hear her, so I was just like, oh, sure. So now I'm a fucking organ donor. I didn't even, get the chance to talk to my family about that. The Mugen Beat, huh? There's actually I think that there's actually a race where you have to, I think it's actually called Beat the Beat. Am I right? I think it is. So actually we need to save that car. That is Honda, I believe. Am I right? Yeah, Beat the Beat. That reminds me of Doug. The Beats! Jackets! Yeah. So there's my shameless plug for the day. So now that we got this out of the way, we can totally sell this. We don't need this car anymore, and it'll give us some extra money. Let's jump into the Mazda Demio, and we'll go beef this thing up a little bit. We'll throw some goods its way. I'm kind of excited for this because I've been wanting to do the Mazda Demio race. So we'll see what we can get out of it. Turbo kit, 167. You bet your life on it, I will. 226. Oh, this is good. This is good. Can we even get a 3? No. Okay. I'm not mad. Not mad about it. Nothing there. Okay. It's all right. How about a computer chip? Yeah, 233. I'll take that. I'll finish my story in a sec. I'm kind of excited about this right now. That is not worth it at all. That is definitely not worth it at all. My God, 14 grand just for 6 horsepower? What the hell's wrong with these people? I think we're gonna be okay. That's about all we're gonna need for that. So we'll go jump in over here. Yeah, the Demio race. So we have the racing style one, and we have the normal. So racing modification. Do we not have that? We have decals and shit on that. Hold on a second. I gotta go check this out. Tune it up. Others. Racing mod. What? $82,000 for some paint? Oh my God. Okay, forget that ish. That's a load of shit. This is not okay. I am not okay with that. $82,000 for some paint just to tell me that I can drive in this other race? You guys are assholes. So yeah, so they finally take my picture and I get like my interim license, of which my picture it ends up being way better than my old one. Listen to this thing. I don't even know what that even sounds like. That doesn't even sound like a car engine. It just sounds weird. It sounds kind of cool, actually. Like, I can't really pinpoint what that sounds like, but it sounds kind of awesome. Not to mention that this car is just, like, way faster than that little cardboard box we were using. This is great. It's actually getting over 100 miles an hour, like, without me trying. And we have spacing. There's, like, nobody in sight right now. Okay, so back to the story. So, she takes my picture, and I get, like, my interim license or whatever, because I have to wait, like, a week before I can get my other one in the mail. And I look on the info, and I specifically wrote, because I'm obviously not the same height and weight that I used to be in high school. So, I mean, it's not like it's a huge deal or anything. It's just it's the principle of the idea that they totally didn't even pay attention to what I asked them. So my old license said 6'3" and 160, because that's what I used to weigh as a senior in high school. I was damn skinny back then. I was like fucking rail thin. I could clean pipes with that. But I wrote 6'4", 185, so obviously they really didn't listen to me there. But I mean, so it was a minor detail. But like the old picture that I had on my driver's license was by far one of like the worst picture I've ever taken. When I got my driver's license when I was 16, the lady told me, because we're so booked right now for taking photos, you'll just have to come back in the morning, and then when we open at 8, so you can come in and we'll take your picture then. So me being 16 years old and being super excited about driving, I was like, all right, sweet. So. And that's back when I had longer hair back then. Like it actually like went down to my eyes. Well, you guys have seen it. You've seen the news. You know exactly what my longer hair looked like. So, I woke up, was so pumped about it. Didn't even take a shower that morning. I actually just went straight down there. Had no idea that I had like the worst bedhead in the world going into that. And so she took my picture, and when I got my photo for that, it looked like a full portion of my head was missing, because it was like I have a double cowlick in the back of my head, and so like my hair will just like striate all over the place sometimes, or it'll just flatten out, and I didn't notice that, and so it ended up being that, you know, my hair flattened out all weird, and so it looked like literally like part of my head was gone, and so that sucked. But now, you know, I have this new one, but now it looks like I have a lazy eye. I can't win anywhere. I just can't. So we're gonna have to wait until we can blow a whole shit ass of money for this one. I'm not even gonna bother with that at the moment. Let's see, what's the next little cup race we're going to do? I don't even know right now, to be honest with you. Special events, what do we got? What do you got? Compact car, I think that we could do. How much horsepower do we have? I think that we had, what, 226? Let's see what we got. What is this Mazda? Ah, damn it. What does this Mazda Demio have under the old hood ski there? 233. Interesting. So what was the restriction again? Let's check that out. No, not the Clubman Cup, you dicks. Here we go. 246, 295. We're gonna have to have a different car for that one. But we could do one of these. Okay. We'll do one of them. We'll do short Seattle. Why not? It'd be nice to do that in a car that you can actually move with. So here's my other story, just because I need to get it off my chest because it's been pissing me off for the last 3 hours. So right before I close, this lady comes into my store, and she goes and she's looking for some product, and she's like, "You guys never have what I want." And I was like, "Well, what was that?" And she's like, "Well, it was this and this and this. You guys never have it." She's like, I was like, "Well, ma'am, I'm trying the best that I can. I really am. I mean, I have, you know, I have, well, besides the economy being as bad as it is, I have, you know, 100 brands worth of product that I'm trying to keep stocked on a regular basis." She's like, "Oh, you're really trying as hard as you can, huh?" I was like, "Yes, I am. Me being a business owner, I am definitely trying as hard as I can." I mean, it's not, and I'm sitting here thinking in my head, it's not like I woke up this morning, got out of bed, took a shower, and decided, hey, I'm not going to carry this product just to piss this lady off. That's definitely not what I thought of when I woke up this morning. But apparently, there are plenty of people that really think that's how it is for some reason. And so she's like, she's like, whoa, just you know, just calm down a little bit. I'm just upset. She's like, you don't need to snap at me. It's like, well, then don't be a bitch. That's what I'm thinking. It's like, well, then why would you insult me directly and expect to not hear something from me about it? So we continue on, and you know, she goes and buys something, and she's up at the counter. She's like, "So why would you just let your stock run out of that? Why wouldn't you just order more?" I was like, "Well, like I told you before, I do have a lot of other brands of product that I'm trying to keep on the shelf. Plus, we have to order directly through one of our manufacturers for this one. We don't get it through a distributor where we deal with a whole bunch of them and have easier availability for it like we do with some of the other things we carry." And I was like, so, you know, because we have to order direct, we have to wait longer because the distribution center for that company is on the East Coast, and we're literally on the other side of the country. So it takes a little bit longer because it's all ground transport. They don't do it through air. He's like, well, obviously, you being a business owner, as you claim, you should have seen that coming. I was like, well, yeah, we know that, but we have other companies that we deal with that are taking priority over this one because, you know, we sell more of them. She's like, well, to me personally, it just sounds like you don't really have any idea of what you're doing. I was like, actually, ma'am, I know exactly what I'm doing. I've owned this business for like 11 years. Not to mention, we've had the same owners, like the same joint owners for like 40 years. So I think that we have a pretty good idea of what we're doing. Sorry that I don't have, you know, $50 million to just throw around like it's nothing just because you're upset that you drove all the way across town, she says, even though everybody that says that never drives all the way across town. They just say that to try to make you feel like a dick, and they're wrong. It's like, you know, I really wish that some of these people could just, like, you know, take off the rose-tinted glasses and just, you know, work a day in the life of my business and understand how effing hard it is to do some of these things sometimes. That it's not just, you know, we don't just have a million of everything just throw on the shelf and be like, hey, come on in. You know, if the fucking economy would be nicer, maybe we wouldn't have a problem with that. And now I got it off my chest. Thank you guys for being my pincushion for whether you wanted to hear it or not. Thanks for being my pincushion for letting me get that off my chest because it was pissing me off. Alright, ooh, we got a new car too. Yes, let's check this out. A Clio 16 volt. 16-volt battery. I think that there's actually, now that I think about it, there is, what is that, a Renault? Is that a Renault? I think it's a Renault. Or whatever pronunciation for that it is. Maybe it's like Renault or Renault or Renault. Who knows? Is there a special event for those? The Clio Cup! Alright. Okay. Well, we'll do that at another time. Not right now, though. I'll have to make a personal note not to sell that thing, because I would totally do that. Alright guys, well this has been your host AMF1534 saying thank you guys for watching. When we come back next time on Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, I probably won't have something that extreme to bitch about this time. But we'll do the Rome short, and then depending on what we have to work with, we'll try to jump into that Autumn Ring and see if we can pull that one off. And then depending on how much time we have, maybe we'll try to beat the beat. So this is your host AMF1534 saying thank you guys for stopping by and watching tonight, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.